incumbents are men.
As long as money plays such an incredibly important in America's political life, women are going to be disadvantaged because they simply do not have access to money the way men do. And they don't have access to the political networks the way men do.
Women are less likely than men to be recruited to run for office. They're less likely to receive the suggestion to run from party leaders, elected officials, but even family members, colleagues, and friends.
Model of leadership, what's considered to be sort of the still slightly command and control model of leadership, which suits women less perhaps than it does men.
Women and men with the exact same credentials and qualifications are not equally likely to assess themselves that way, so men are far more likely to believe they have what it takes, even when on paper they look the same as women.
Now that I see her in these powerful positions, well, I think that I have more opportunities in my life.
It has been argued, although there is some debate on this, that women hold a particular point of view, at least on certain issues.
We are using only half our resources as one of the most amazingly difficult times in our history.
When we have more women in politics, we're more likely to prioritize issues that affect women, families, and children.
The times when we were able to achieve the biggest pieces of and the most complex pieces of legislation, it was women who were in the legislature, shuffling back and forth, doing the very painstaking work of consensus building, bringing people together. I think that women in office, and this is a gross generalization, I realize there are great men who do this, but a lot of times women bring skills that are desperately needed in order to get to yes.
Give me a sense of those skills, for example.
Well, I mean, I think that, again, to generalize, women are often interested in getting something done rather than taking the credit. And so therefore, they'll do what it takes to make sure that the right pieces and the right players are in the room. So it's that leading, from from below or leading from the side rather than a top-down strategy is often psychologically much more effective, particularly in the legislative arena. That's been my experience. We need those skills in all types of offices across the country. And personally, I like the fact that often women don't bring the egos that often cause the conflicts that you see
Are you
all the
saying
time.
men in politics have egos?
I know it's a shocking statement.
I wish I could give some kind of very simple, specific answer and point to it, but that would be downright misleading. I would be leery, I'm not saying nothing can be done, but I would be leery of saying if you do A, B, and C, you're going to find that in a 5-year period, there's some kind of a magical turnaround. I think we're talking here about a fairly entrenched problem, personal, structural, organizational, institutional, financial, and I don't think there's going to be dramatic change in the next few years.